Hurricane Ian was pretty crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. The news said it was 2 miles per hour under a Category 5. It was pretty wicked. It's almost like the whole neighborhood exchanged pieces of debris with each other. Looks pretty windy, right? Let me show you the front of the house. We had white caps going through the front yard. It was wild. Coming right at you. Had some heavy rain too. Super heavy. Our yard turned into the ocean. 12 hours later, we got to go outside and see all the damage. There were trees down everywhere. Nobody knew where to begin. Everyone just kind of stood around in shock, assessing all the damage that happened. Take a look at that monster right through the carport. Oof. You got pieces of debris all over the place. Neighbor shingles and siding everywhere. Look at that tree. It took the ground with it. Straight through the barn. Crazy. Look at the mess. Ian should have picked up after himself. Goodness gracious. Snapped the mulberry tree in half, right down the middle. Look at the front yard hanging off the roots. It's insane. That was 2 months ago. And to this day, we got piles of wood, yard waste, pieces of people's houses, fences, all over the place. Everybody has their own mountain in their front yard. It's getting to be quite the eyesore around here. We're all sick of looking at it. We wish they'd hurry up and pick it up. And what's really crazy is the price of lumber nowadays. The other day I realized I need a new portable lap desk to paint my canvases on. I ain't gonna go buy wood. I have a neighborhood full of it. So today we're gonna recycle some wood from Hurricane Ian and make a new extra large lap desk for painting. So let's get started with the video. I hope you liked my intro. I made this a while back. It was supposed to be a hanging sign, but I decided to turn it into something. I didn't want to let it go to waste. It came out really cool. What I did was I took fence posts and I cut them, and I sanded it down, got it nice and smooth, and I put some pieces of 2x4 on the back and nailed them in. Made sure it was all sanded. I got every corner, nook and cranny. And then what I did was I did some bare house paint on the outside, colored it all one color, that kind of electric blue, and then I hit it with all kinds of wild scrap cans of paint that I had. And then once I was all done, I put probably 3 coats of polyacrylic on it to give it that glossy, kind of like a glazed donut, but it's hard, it's protective, it makes it shine, it makes it smooth. I love this thing. I originally made it because I was sick of sitting at the table drawing. I wanted to sit at the couch, watch TV while I doodled. I didn't want to use a pillow all the time. I wanted to be comfortable. So this was the perfect portable lap desk. Looking online, some of the lap desks are boring, they're expensive, you don't even know what they're going to be like. $35.99, $39.99, $31.99. These lap desks have no character. They're expensive. Why not make your own? Make it an art piece. Why not give it some style? Make the thing an art piece. That's what I just said. I use it every day. You can draw in bed, on the couch, on the go. You can eat breakfast on it. You can eat dinner on it. It's amazing. Let's say I'm drawing a picture. I want to take a break. But the thing is, I made this one for more smaller projects. It's just to fit the iPad. I can paint small canvases on this, but today I want to paint a big one. I want to paint one that's about the size of this table. I can set down, paint canvases. I get paint on it, it's okay. It'll wipe right off too. I mean, it'll blend in with this, it's not a big deal. But I don't want to get paint on the kitchen table. I don't want to get paint on this table. I don't want to get paint on the couch. Really? You don't want to get paint on anything that's going to get you in trouble? Get you in trouble with mom, dad, your girlfriend, what have you? So just to be safe, we're making us a painting table that we're going to paint, and it's going to be an art piece. And what's cool about this, if I ever want to upgrade, do something different, I can paint something on this and hang it up on the wall. Put some rope on it, make a hanging sign, write some words on it. It's really easy to do. It's just a few fence posts and a little piece of a 2x4. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get outside right now. Now we got our wood. This is the wood that I picked right on the side of my street. This is all scrap, recycled to the road. Now this is about how wide I want to make it. And then 3 boards long. Now as you can see, this wood's kind of dirty, it's a little bumpy. But what we're going to do is we're going to sand it down real smooth. And I got this 2x4 right here. And that's going to go directly across on that side and directly across on this side. We're going to nail that in, sand everything down, paint it with some blue house paint, and then have fun spray painting it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut both sides of each board. I want them to be the same size, all 3. So we're going to trim up both these sides. Don't cut your fingers off. And now I'm going to cut the 2x4. And the way I'm going to cut it is it's going to fit all 3 boards. Look at that, no measuring tape, nothing, just eyeballs. Pretty crazy. Now make sure it's even on all 4 corners. Push the wood as far to the side as you can so it meets with the 2x4. Now we're going to put our nails through. There you have it. We're done. I love it. Just kidding. Ah! Now we're going to sand it. If you don't have a sander, you can do it by hand with sandpaper. Either way, I'm just trying to save a little time. So what I want to do, I want to get this wood as smooth as possible. Being that this was from Hurricane Ian, this wood's really old. Let's just get it kind of new again, see the grains a bit. Smooth the touch. I want to round the corners too. Give them a little bit of roundness so when I'm working, I'm setting my arm on it, it's not a point. It's getting a little dusty in here. I'm still picking dust out of my nose. Maybe you could wear a face mask, a ventilator or something. Don't be breathing this crap in. I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about you guys watching. It's important that you get this completely sanded. You want it to be smooth, you want the paint to go on nice, you don't want it to be bumpy or jagged. So I just make it completely smooth, rub your hand across it. You don't want to be able to get slivers or nothing. Just get every nook and cranny, round the corners if you'd like, and then we're going to flip it over. I know the bottom really doesn't matter. You're probably never going to see it. Nobody's ever going to see it, but you know it's there. Why take shortcuts? Let's sand the bottom. Let's paint the bottom. Let's make this thing an art piece. Put time and love into your work. Now the bottom boards are a little worse than the top. So we're going to sand these out. Get nice and smooth everywhere. We want this wood to soak up all that paint. And don't worry about all the dust. We can hit it afterwards with a rag. Try and get any little piece on the corners that I see. And now what you want to do, I take a wet rag and I just want to wipe off all that excess dust. Because you don't want that mixing in with your paint. It'll hold the paint. Let's get all that off of there. Off camera, I'm even going to hit it with the leaf blower, but shh. Okay, now let's get our paint. This is just some Glidden house paint. I got it at the Home Deeps for cheap. It was like $9 for the whole can. That being said, I'm not too worried about wasting paint. I want to get this paint on here as thick as possible. I want this desk to feel like it's made of plastic when I'm done. I want it to be shiny, smooth, bright. I don't want to feel any kind of wood, so I'm going to double, if not triple coat it. And make sure any crack of the wood, you just really soak it in paint. Look how much I'm putting on, and just work it in. Putting it on like ranch dressing on a slice of pizza. Okay? Just really work it in there. Don't be shy. Lather it in. It's looking good already. And it's so hot out that the paint's already starting to dry. And then I want to just touch up some edges. See little bits of wood. Make sure I get it all. And like I said, we don't take shortcuts. I'm going to soak each corner. Get the sides. See what I mean about you want it to be glossy. It's shiny. It looks smooth. And that's what I mean by hitting the edges. No matter what angle you look at it, everything's covered in paint. You won't see any wood. And see what I mean about shiny? It's nice and glossy. Now before you just go ahead and flip it over, make sure your paint's completely dry. You don't want to flip it over and then the sawhorses leave marks on the paint when you flip it back over again. Make sure it's completely dry. And while I let it dry, I took my paintbrush and I just put it in a plastic bag, like a Walmart bag or any kind of grocery bag, and wrap it up, put it in the fridge. It'll keep the paint wet and keep the brush nice and ready for when you're ready to start painting again. Now real easy, we're just going to repeat the first process. Just soak that paint in, get it in there nice and thick. Nooks and crannies, hit it all. What I'm doing is I'm soaking my brush and I'm cramming it into the cracks along the 2x4 because you don't want to see any bit of wood. So I'm really soaking that area. See how nice that wood cleaned up with the sanding? Hard to believe I found it all on the side of the road. So even though it's the bottom, we're still going to do a couple coats. And I'm going to touch up the sides one last time. Now it's time for the fun part. This is what we've all been waiting for. I don't got anything planned, I'm just going to freestyle it. Just whatever comes to mind. Little designs, swirls, wiggles. I kind of want to put every color on here. Just a variety. I want this to look fun, but at the same time, I don't want it to be a complete masterpiece to where I'm afraid to paint on it. I just want some painted designs. So when I am using it as a table, paint my canvas on it, it's okay if I spill paint on it. I'm hitting it with some red splats. Just kidding, I cut my hand with the saw. Hit it with some of that fuchsia. Maybe some coral. Now I'm just misting around what I already painted. Really, all you got to do is lightly push the cap in and get a little mist coming out. And when you're done, fling the cap. You don't want to waste no paint. Look at my shorts. I'm doing the same process with the yellow. And whatever I do to the top, I'm going to do to every side. So if you're looking at this from every angle, you're going to see it's painted. Now some splats of transparent white. Now I want to hit it with some heavy splats of that purple. Get it nice and thick on there. And then real quick, some splats of this Oasis blue. And there's the top. Super fun. I'm really happy with all the colors. It's super bright, it's big. See what I mean about the sides? Everything's painted. It looks like it was dipped in a bowl of liquid candy or something. I love it. Can't wait to start painting on it. There you have it. The bottom's done. Super bright and colorful. Hard to believe this was just a couple boards on the side of the road. Now I'm going to let it sit overnight and cure. Tomorrow we're going to put polyacrylic on it. Well, I think we're ready. I let this sit overnight inside under the fan. Before I took it in, it was dry, but paint was still kind of sticky, so I didn't want to put my hands on it, set things on it, have stuff stick to it, peel that paint off. So it sat overnight in the AC under the fan. It's completely dry now. Now there's only one more step to do. This is a polyurethane, so water-based, crystal clear satin. I want to do a couple coats on this to fully protect the color. It protects it from any scuffing. It keeps the color bright and vibrant, and it'll make the wood feel like plastic. So we'll do a couple coats on this, let that dry, flip it over, a couple more coats, and then we're done. So the first coat's done. As you can see, it's got like a nice plasticky look to it. The wood's shiny. That's just one coat. We're gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna put on a second coat. And when you're putting it on, you wanna make sure that you get the sides, the corners, any part of the wood that's open, like little cracks and stuff, really soak it in there, because it may look white now, but it's gonna dry clear. You can find it at any Home Depot, Lowe's, or you can find it in your mom's art studio while she's sleeping in the middle of the night. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, that came out funky. I'm loving the color blend. And see what I'm saying about that first coat? It makes the wood look like it's plastic. You can see a glossy shine. Time to flip it over and do the bottom. And there it is. It fits perfectly on the desk. There's even a gap to put some notebooks. Stuff some markers down in there. Whatever you want. Not bad for not measuring. Fits pretty good. I'm super excited. We built this together. Really, you can fit all kinds of stuff on here. I just made a little display. Little smorgasbord of art supplies. Got the turtles in the back. Brushes. Some Posca markers. A little canvas I've been working on. Looks good. I'm super happy with it. And it was for free! Oh, wait, there's more. It even makes a sweet backdrop for your YouTube videos. Whether you're doing shorts or regular ones. Flip your camera around. It's going to be cool either way you look at it. Give your videos even more style. These painted hands approve. I feel like watching TV. I still gotta draw though. Let's take this party to the living room. Slap that bad boy on the coffee table. Or whatever kind of table you got. Look at that. I got everything I need for the day. All in one spot. All I need is a urinal in the living room. I'm just kidding. This came out a lot bigger than I thought. That's what happens when you don't measure stuff. We just eyeballed it, and look what we got. Fits on the table, fits on my desk perfectly. I like working in front of the TV. I like working in comfort. I like switching it up. Some days I sit at my desk and draw. Some days I want to sit on the couch and watch TV. It's nice as an artist to be able to move around the house, work where you want to. But now, if I'm ever feeling lazy, I just slide this bad boy across the table onto my lap. I can draw. I can do markers. Go off the page, whoop, onto the desk. I can paint canvases on this. I probably won't spray paint on it just because I'm indoors. But get a little paint on it, it's okay. The thing's covered in paint as is. I want to try and keep it nice because I like the design, I like the splatters, but who's to say if you spill some paint on it, you're going to notice it? Almost lost it. I'm really happy how this came out. And it was free. I made it from recycled scrap wood from the hurricane. And you know, you could order your own on Amazon, spend the 30, 40, 50 bucks, but how big is it really going to be? It's probably going to be small. Or you could make a mini. Things are cooler when you make them yourself. You can put your own style, make them unique, make them different. People will ask, where'd you get that? Oh, well, I made it. Oh, will you make me one? I'll buy it from you. I had a lot of fun making this. I'm really happy with how it came out. It's big, I got a lot of room. As an artist, when I'm working, I like to spread out and fling my arms out. And if I'm doing a line and I'm going, I don't want to bump into something, I want to have space. This is nice and spacious. Make it as big as you want. Whatever you want to do, it's your project. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. Peace.